share my screen. So, hi everyone. Welcome to the Advanced Excel session. And so, as we were discussing, right, what we are going to learn in this particular course for Excel, Advanced Excel, uh, and in the syllabus, as you can see, that as I mentioned, that I will be taking you through all, firstly, I want to make you understand that my sessions will be it will be all based on as I will treat you like you are a beginner. Okay, from there I will take you to the advanced section, because uh maybe someone can understand like what I'm trying to do, or directly if I jump into a formula or something, some feature of Excel, that person might be lost, right? So just to make everybody, keep everybody on the same page, have to start from the very basic beginning of the course, right? And for that, I need to take baby steps so that everybody understands from the very basic what is what, right? So from the very start, if I talk about like what is a worksheet or workbook, and suppose if I don't teach you this, it will be very difficult for you to understand in the next later stages of the session, correct? So that's the whole idea behind it. Because later on, if I tell you that, okay, go to this workbook and this sheet and this cell, and if you're lost about what is the terminology I'm telling you, then that's a problem, right? So based on that logic, I'll be taking you very slowly from each and every step. Okay, building the foundation of Excel. Nothing to worry about this particular tool. It's very easy tool to work on and very handy tool. And this is the foundational tool, as I just mentioned, foundational tool for your data analytics journey. Whatever you will learn here, you will exactly replicate, or what do you call, a different functionality of the same concept, or the basic understanding of that particular Excel functions concept you'll be implementing in SQL or Python or some other tool. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, what we will learn, basically, what are the worksheets and workbooks and everything, like what is what, how Excel, what is Excel's things, what are there. Then we'll try to navigate in worksheets and workbooks. Yes. Then we'll try to understand how we can search a data within a workbook, how we can navigate in a cell or range of workbook element. Okay. Insert any kind of hyperlinks or remove hyperlinks. Okay. Then we will try to do some sort of formatting in worksheets and workbooks. So this is basically structuring your worksheet, right? Like if you want to remove any kind of, uh, a raw data set or something, right? Uh, like there are some blanks in the particular cell. In the whole table, there are some blanks. So if you want to remove it, how you can do it? Or if you want to insert any kind of row, column or something like that, how will you do that, right? So these are very basic stuffs, and from there we'll slowly increase to customization of the options, right? How we can hide or unhide the columns or something. Customize the quick access toolbar, right? Before that, what we'll understand what is the quick access toolbar. Modify the document properties, display formulas, adjust the row height of the Excel sheet, right? Because these are very small features of Excel. If you don't learn it for now, no problem. But later on, when you're building a dashboard, right? When you are building some sort of a report or something, at that point of time, if you don't know these kind of things, it will be a big problem. Or suppose if anybody asks you on in front of you that, okay, do this and that, if you're lost, that's a problem. So that's why we'll go step by step so that we understand each and every aspect of Excel too. Okay. Okay. Apply data formats. Okay. Then the validations, very important, and also very interesting feature. Okay. Right. How the data formats work in Excel. What is data validations, or some sort of, what are the validation aspects we can utilize in Excel, right? Slowly I'll take you through what I'm talking about, all these things. We'll try to do some sort of conditional formatting or filtering, right? Create some sort of custom conditional formatting as per the requirement. As per the requirement, what kind of conditional formatting I have to do? we'll learn how to write some formula, like, manual formulas, and based on that, how the conditional formatting will work. Okay. Then we'll try to manage the conditional formatting rules. Okay. What are rules basically? We'll explore those things. Advanced, basic, everything. We'll do all kind of filtering and sorting mechanisms. Okay. I mean, in the first column, suppose if anybody asks you to do some filtering, then according to that, some sort of sorting you have to do on the 10th column. So how will you do all these things? Okay. Then we have tables, how a table is created in Excel, and what are the advantages? Also, what are the disadvantages of creating a table? Okay. So if you're creating a table, how it will look like. And after doing a table, suppose based on my experience, if I tell you, if you have 1 lakh rows of, like a data set, and you created a table, it's going to be a very big problem for Excel, because if you create a table on that, Excel has to generate some sort of memory allocations for this kind of data. And after that, if you, any kind of operations, if you want to do multiple times, your system is going to crash. So these kind of, you know, small topics we'll discuss. And based on my own experience, I'll tell you what you can do and what are the things which you cannot do. Or if you do it, what are the challenges you might face. Correct? Because these are the experiences which I will share with you will help you to do a judgment that what can be done and what cannot be done. Okay, like that. And every time Excel is not just about writing a formula and you're done with it. It is not like that. You can do so many things with the help of small features in Excel itself. Okay, which you might see in some YouTube or something like that. Correct? Because ultimately, every time people will think of, okay, I don't know this, let me Google it, or do a YouTube search. But understand, writing a complex formula is never the task. Always understand what is the very simplest way I can do the Excel, the reporting in Excel. That's the only goal. Every time you have to think. Whenever there is a ask, whenever you think of doing anything in Excel, think of the very less formula oriented, work, how we can do it. Okay. Because if you implement very large formulas or complex formulas or something, and the sheet in the back end, okay, becomes very heavy, that point of time, it will be very difficult for you to manipulate. Why? Because formulas also carry a lot of spaces, or what happens whenever you insert a raw data and you have, suppose you have 5 columns of data and you have another 5 columns of columns which you have created with the help of formulas, right? And you want to create and whenever you insert the data, there will be a problem, because all those formula have to do the checkings on all the data set what you have just given to it. So these kind of experience I will be taking you through, and slowly will increase our pace, that what kind of work we do basically with the help of filter or sort or table. We'll do some sort of like a questionnaires. Okay, we'll do some sort of question and answers kind of a session. Like, Excel is not just about writing formulas or something. It is basically a tool developed to tackle real world problems. So we'll have some real world problems. We'll try to answer it with the help of whatever Excel features we'll learn. So suppose if you have a sum formula, what is the utilization of sum formula, right? If you have min and max, if you have a count, if you have an average, what we can do with this kind of functions. So like that approach, we'll think of Excel. Excel is not just about, rows and columns, right? And slowly we'll try to take you through what are the aspects of Excel. So uh, till now what I was talking you about is basically you have all these sections over here, right? So in this layout, as you can see, you have so much of like a font section. You have a alignment section, right? You have a number section. Inside a number section, you have a drop down. So many different drop down features are there. Now just imagine if I write something, if I enter it, after that, before that, this drop down was like faint, all these features were a little bit faint. The moment I written a number or something like that, all these features have come up. Okay. So from here, just going to the more number formats, or if even if you don't want to, there are already so many formattings are there already available. We try to explore this, like what is what and how we can, implement something. Or if you don't want to do it, then what's the workaround? You have accountings, like like this is a text, right? Now if I write a number, enter it, we try to understand what is the basic difference here. If I zoom in a little bit, simple understanding, this particular data is a text, has a line on the left side, and this is a number, and the moment I written a number, it has a line on the right hand side. Why? So this is the way Excel treats your data. And from this very foundational things only, we will try to build our concept. Okay, what is there in the Excel tool and how we will manipulate it. So with this, if I the moment I written this data, this has become a text, and it has given me that, okay, always understand the left hand side alignments are a text, right hand side alignments are numbers. Now, if I want to do a simple mathematical operation with this, it will throw me an error. The same thing, if I do it here, it will give me nothing. So this is how basically Excel is understanding your data. Randomly, if you start put some data or do operation, and then you see, like, I am getting a formula error or something. That's not the only problem. You have to understand. So if there is a formula error, there is a small icon, as you can see here. Click on it. Try to see what is the error in the value or help on the error. If you click on it, there will be a help button, section coming up over here, and it will be giving you that, okay, these are the areas we can understand why there is a error like has come up. We'll try to understand what are the different errors are there in Excel also, right? And how, and whenever there is an error, we'll try to understand what went wrong. Okay. So we'll try to understand what type of errors are there, what is the solution for that error. Basically to understand, okay, this is a value based error. Okay, there is a valuation error, value error has happened. Why? Because the value what I wanted to apply on this particular, or the alteration I wanted to apply on this, the value was what I was expecting, is an error thing. Now, but instead of that, if I would have just put an equal to, and taken this and put some quotes, okay, put some quotes with an ampersand sign, sorry, with an ampersand sign, we just did an A, B, C in caps. Okay. Now see, now there is no value error, nothing. But what I did, I simply just added an ampersand inside a quote. I just added it. But the same thing, if I apply it here, it will be giving me an ampersand and treating it with this. So this is a very interesting areas we need to understand, that how this is happening with this, why not it is happening with that. Okay, a mathematical operation which I done it with on a data, on a text data, it gave me a value error. Same thing I did it on a number. But why? How am I understanding this is a number and this is a text? That is also first understanding, and based that understanding, you have to do your operation. And this is the most challenged areas, guys. Understand, Excel is not an Excel and data analytics industry always never tell you that, okay, this is an Excel tool, you do this and that, you build dashboard and stuff like that. Let me tell you, 90% of your time, first of all, you have to clean your data. That nobody talks about. That is the biggest challenge everybody faces. And that is where you have to first understand what is the error, what is the data, why it is not structured. You have to understand those. The moment you start understanding those challenges and what is the workaround on it, you are an expert in that particular tool. Trust me. When you know that, okay, every day, suppose you are getting a data, and this on a particular column or couple of columns, you have to do some operations, okay, on a daily basis or a weekly basis or a monthly basis. What is the challenge you're going to face, and what is the steps you have to take? When you have the clarity on those things, you have mastered that tool. Why? Because you have understood that, okay, in order to prepare a report, this is the data. These are the problems I will be getting on a daily basis. These are the operations I have to do, and slowly I will be going further and prepare the dashboard. And obviously a dashboard which is totally automated, suppose automatic dashboard which you have built, data like the dashboard will automatically get capture all your numbers. Okay. But in order to help Excel capture those numbers in your dashboard, you have to clean your data first. Okay. And the cleaning activity happens with the help of all these features, as you can see. Okay. All the features over here with the help of these formulas, what you can see. Okay. These are lots and lots of formulas, as you can see. These are different formulas. With the help of these formulas, you have to implement the logics of cleaning the data and everything, and then you have to move forward. Suppose if you have a problem here, okay, you have seen a value error here. Now, if you want to break the formula, there is a feature inside the formula section under the formula auditing. If you click on it, there is a pop-up will come up over here. This pop-up is very useful. Why? Because it breaks the formula in step by step. As you can see, currently I am at H5. Okay. So this is your and foundational understanding of Excel is column and row. Okay. This is your column. Always understand the Excel nomenclature happens like H5. Why it is called H5? H5 is written in such a way that first of all, the column name comes into picture and then the row number comes into picture. Okay. This is how we represent. In further classes, when I will tell you that, okay, go to E5, E3, go to H1, then we should not get confused because these are the foundational things. I'm talking about H1. So always remember first column comes into picture and then the row. So first the column has come and then the row. So that's why if I talk about H1, that means the first row of H column. If I talk about D1, that's the first column of D column. That is how, right? And with this, so if I written H5 plus 0. Now if I click on this evaluate, step 1, it will capture the H5. Whatever is written in H5 cell, it has captured it over here. Okay. And then with that, I'm trying to add a textual data. And that is where the value error happens. Because inside it, I'm trying to add text data with a number, and that is where Excel cannot understand what output I have to generate. I'm telling Excel, understand Excel doesn't know anything. It can only assist when you give him some data or advise him. Suppose if you have 1, 2, 3, like 3 like that. If you have a step value like this. Now, if you think that okay, if I drag like this, it will give me 4, 5, 6, something like that. No, can you see there's a small box on the right hand side. It is getting generated and it is giving you 3 only. Why? Because Excel is not able to understand like what output you want to generate from here. Okay, so then you have to understand. Okay, I have given you 1, 2, 3. Let me select this and then start dragging it from here. Now, if you see now, the numbers are getting altered. Slowly, one numbers are getting altered. See, now if I stop like this, see now. So always understand Excel doesn't know anything. You have to make Excel understand what is the output you want to generate. So that is what when I have put here as H5 plus 0, it was not able to understand what output I have to generate. I'm telling him to add a text with a number. I'm telling him like just add the textual data with 0. That is why it got confused. It will not able to generate anything. But the same thing, I just copied and pasted here the formula, everything, and H7. Now see from H5, H5 it has automatically generated in H7. Why? Because I just copied it from this cell and copied it and pasted it here. That's why it automatically changed from H7, H5, H, and then your 5th row from H5th row to H7th row. It has automatically generated the cell reference. I have nothing to do. Same thing if I copy in and paste it here. See now it has generated H8. Same thing if I just copying. Now see just what I did. Copying, Control C. What I did, Control C in your keyboard, Control C, Control V. Right? What I did, I just Control C and Control V. Same thing I'm doing with the help of keyboard again without touching my mouse. Shift in your keyboard, Shift button, press down arrow in your keyboard, down arrow, and what do you press? Control D. The moment you press Control D, I am again telling Excel just to copy this formula from here to this particular cell. Same operation, two different ways we can do that. So understand me. Always, whenever you are doing some step here, it can be also done with the help of these kind of operations also, or for that matter, those operations are already available here also. Just need to understand how it can be done. Is it easier to implement these features of Excel? Is it easier, or is it easier to just simply write a formula or something? These kind of judgments we'll explore, we'll discuss. Okay, just writing, just opening in Excel and someone told me, okay, you add this and that. That's also done. That can be done. Or is it easier to do some sort of, okay, let me think of applying some logics, how we can do that, or some when will we try to understand a little bit of Power Query, then we will understand what kind of bigger data set we can play around with and what are the steps we can do. Okay, and that's the very foundation. The Power Query is very much needed nowadays, so that when you can because that particular section, okay, I'll show you. So this is your Power Query window, guys. Okay, so Power Query window, inside it, why these features are there? As you can see, these are all failed currently because there is no data set here. And the moment you have a data set over here, these kind of features get activated. Now understand why Excel have to introduce these things when they already have these kind of things over there. Okay, so this was one port, like one section of the tool, and then you have the Power Query over here. Okay, from Power Query, what you can do some sort of advanced or like a heavy task. As why I'm talking about Power Excel so much, Power Query so much, because as you can see, you can do so many different types of data. You can pull it over from a folder directly. So suppose every day or every week you will get some data. So every day you will start doing the same job again and again. No, right? At that point of time, what will you do? You store all this data set in a folder. Suppose from the company they have given you some sort of network drive, right? Like a storage drive or like a OneDrive. Suppose you just select this particular folder section and link it with that particular folder. The data dump will happen in that particular folder. From there, the data will get automatically captured in Excel, and all the reports of yours will get generated in Excel. Those kind of understandings will try to see. You can see databases are there. So many different sources are there also. So what was the requirement? Like you have merge and append also in Power Query. So these are exact replica of what you have just learned in SQL through Tanvir sir, right? With these kind of, so merging, it's like in this merging concept is exactly the replica of VLOOKUP. Why? With the help of merge, you're just bringing some additional columns from another sheet to here. Appending, it's like one or the just below one data, you're adding another data over there. What is the requirement of it? Because you suppose you want to compare year-wise data set, 2000, 2021, 2022. How will and the columns and rows are the columns are all same, like 10 columns of data. Every year you have to compile and you have to generate some report. What will you do? So this is the go-to feature you can do. The same things we have learned in joins also, right? In join, with the help of join, merging concept comes into picture. In Excel, you're learning with the help of merge concept. The term is merge, your understanding. In SQL, you have learned it as joins. So the same concepts you will see with some different names. You will learn it with the help of Excel, and this is the very foundational. Why? Because I'm saying over here you can see all the data over here. In SQL, what used to happen? You have to insert a data. You have to manipulate the data with the help of some code. Over here, anything you can do. You can make it a 5, you can make it this particular cell 10, and you can do all these things. This is a very easier tool in respect to all those tools. Okay. So first, understand this particular tool's concepts. What are the functions, functionalities over here? Same things you will be doing it in some advanced features. Okay. Like this. So uh, so these are some of the interesting, like features what we will understand. We'll dig deep into each and every concepts over here, guys. Okay, we'll try to see like what are the data validations we can do. What are like a drop down if you want to build, right? Suppose if you want to build a drop down over here, how will you build that? So suppose you selected this data, you want to create a drop down based on this particular data set or only this 5 data set. What will you do? Go to data validation. Like select the data, select this thing. Simple. Your data validation is done. You can change from here. 1, 2, 3. You only select 3 data set and you're changing it. But is it the only feature? This is there. There are other ways also you can do it. Okay. Or suppose this is a very small feature I have showed you. Imagine with the help of this feature, what kind of bigger picture, what kind of bigger dashboards or sort of things which you can build. So now I'll take you each and every little bit of understanding I'll try to give you based on what we in our previous classes we have understood and how we have done. So as you can see, small exercises we will do. Okay. Suppose here numbers we'll try to generate. Okay. With the help of these numbers, these are some smaller exercises which we'll do. And based on that, what are the different ways this parking charges? So the question will be basically if there's a parking charge and the conditions are on the right hand side. Suppose this is an interview question basically. Okay. Or someone has asked you, okay, if you have a parking charge more than 8, then how much parking charge you have to pay? If it is more than 5, then like how much you can you have to pay, and less than 5 this much, or more less than 8 or something. How will you develop these kind of logics? So these are already we have done in our classes, and we'll try to explore these kind of exercises. Slowly we'll try to take you through the nested ifs or something, how nesting ifs can be done, right? There's a question over here where high threshold or medium threshold kind of what do you call, the parameters are given. If I change this, you can see the bonuses are getting changed. If I drop this medium bonus, these kind of numbers are getting changed. So with the help of questions, as I previously told you, we'll try to understand what is what. Okay, we'll try to understand how things change or something like that. Okay. So as you can see over here also some sort of exercises which we will practice in our upcoming sessions. Okay. Now, as I told you before, that we'll try to see what kind of questions we have, and with that questions, how we can implement Excel logic. So over here, as you can see, this is a price of a product changed with the help of a date. The price of the product will change, right? So with this, we have developed some sort of an exercise, and we have come up with this kind of questions over here. Okay, we'll try to see different questions. As you can see, like a drug company believes that, like, they have drugs this much units to sell in 2004, in which year both the competitors enter. Like, we have to understand, like, if a new company comes into picture, okay, and in which both the competitors enter our like if you consider that 30% loss the already entered company have to bear, how soon he can recover those things? Okay, so these kind of questions we have it in our sessions, and then slowly we'll go into, like, from the very beginning we'll try to understand like a monthly budget concept we have developed over here. With the help of this thing, we have some sort of numbers already present over here, and with this we try to understand what is basically a min function or max function and average function. And with this, how different ways we can sum up the data. So data is already present over here, right? And you have already considered Jan, Feb, March in this monthly base. You have structured the data, and always understand structuring the data is very, very crucial. If you don't know how to structure the data, put as per the columns some data in the exact place, then it's a very big problem. That is where I told you, suppose you are an Excel expert, you know what is the data, where to put, and based on that what is the outcome you will generate. But imagine you have to get this data from 10 different people, or you have to get the data from 5 different people. Okay, and it is coming to you every day or every week. And based on my experience, I have seen also so many different formats people maintain, right? Some places some blanks, somewhere some error, some color coding, something they will prepare and give it to you. Okay, now imagine if this kind of data set is coming to you, you have to generate the report within next 2 hours or 3 hours, and the data set sizes are 50,000 rows data. What will you do in those times? So that is where you have to have the understanding how the data structuring can be done. What are the different restrictions, or like challenges you might face, and based on that you have to train your people based on that. And that is how, at the end of the day, suppose those 5 people have to share the report, and you tell them that, okay, this is the structure, this is the format you have to maintain. Then only they will understand, okay, why the format is required, and not this number can be pasted over here, or this number should not be pasted over here. Okay, what is the consequence of it? Then they will understand. Or suppose if I accidentally delete this column over here, or make a like a insert some 2 columns and then put the total, right, of your data format, what are the challenges you might face? So those kind of things also you have to understand, and then you have to educate your people. Correct? So we'll take you through with all the smaller things. And then I can completely agree on this point that these are very minute things. I mean, you might have seen these things also in your daily life, or might have experienced, but when you have to develop a report, you are accountable for something, you also have to understand what are the best practices you have to develop. That is where data hygiene or data cleaning activity is the most crucial aspect of Excel. You talk about any tool, you talk about Excel, you talk about Power BI, you talk about SQL, Python, anything. Data is not structured, nothing you can generate. Okay, no dashboard, nothing you will generate. So first you have to structure it. So as you can see, the structuring has been completed over here, right? This data represents why I'm talking about this is a very clean concept. Why? Because as you can see, this is under the rent section. So these are all my bills section. I mean the categories I will talk about. And under the bill section, as you can see, this is a rent. Okay. So every month you have something around 1200 ka rent. Okay. So you have paid 1200 rent, and this is my total column. Okay, in the totals column, as you can see, I'm adding up all the totals over here. Same goes for the car. So under the cars category, I am putting every month I have put 250 like that, and at the end I'm doing the total of it. This is how you should be structuring your data, and then only will be able to understand what we can do the operations. Otherwise, if I would have just jumbled it up, you will not be able to understand it, right? So here you have food sections, column by column. Why? Because on the headers, I have put Jan, Feb. These are months, and over here I have put it like that. Now imagine if I've just change this format, some other format, right? Let's say like a number. This has become some time format or a long date, right? This is some the percentage. Will you be able to understand? Correct. So this is the challenge. You have to understand, okay, that the data sets has to be always structured in some fashion, right? If you're not doing those things, or if you're not maintaining those things, then your data will not give you your desired output, and then the problem arises. Okay. So as you can just see, column wise, category wise, all the data are arranged over here. I have done the totals in the E column, right? Right. And everywhere, as you can see, there is a some function, and inside the function, uh, like the range has been given. So previously I just mentioned that why there is a B5 then colon D5. Previously what I just said, column and then 5. Sorry, B5. The moment I have written it with an equal to sign, you can see the 1200 cell in the B column got highlighted. Why? But instead of that, if I just written B5, nothing happened. It's simply a text. It is simply a text. But the moment I write a one function indirect and take this reference, interestingly, with the help of a function, I was able to get back to 1200 again. But normally writing this as B5 over here was not making any sense until unless if I have just written like this way, it was not giving me 1200. But the moment I written equal to indirect and then taking the B5 cell reference, interestingly, it is going back to the 12s. Now, if I talk about how this is happening, right? How this is happening, then like it will try to get back to you that how I have generated this particular cell referencing. So over here, what I am doing is basically I'm inserting a formula which is called as indirect. That functions work, how it works basically. It gives me a cell reference. Inside it, it is asking me to give a referencing text. Mind you, this is a text only. But indirect function's ability to get back to that particular cell is the most important feature of this particular function. That means if this is a function and inside it I have written only H5. See now, this is an H5 cell and inside it I have written B5 and B5 is returning back to 1200. So this is a basic function which reverts back to its original position by the help of two cell referencing position. These kind of concepts we'll try to understand in our classes. Okay. Writing a formula is not a big task. Understanding the core, understanding of this particular formula is the biggest challenge, right? So these are the ways we'll try to understand how the data and the functions works, right? Just by writing this, V5 to E5. The moment I written, as you can see, there is a block has happened over here. This colon is a very interesting aspect also that which gives us a particular range, as you can see. Okay. If I remove this, it is simply a text. If I add this, it becomes a range. So these are some of the interesting ways we can will explore our Excel classes. And this is over here. This is simply a range, as you can see. And I have just written the formula in H5 H cell, guys. But see, it has given me the range till the K column. Okay. As you can see, it is already faint over here, but the range can be visible till this particular range. And if you start writing something, it will throw an error, spill. Now we'll understand why this spill is also come, because this particular formula's range is extendable till K8, but I have accidentally written some data over here. That is where it is throwing an error. If I write B5 to B9, now see, data is here in the column. So we'll try to understand why this particular ranges have been written over here, right? We already explored that like when you write a particular range, we write it based on the first the column and then the cell, then the rows, column heading and then the row heading. With that, a colon has been introduced. Why? To make Excel understand this is a range and give me, and what I'm trying to do here, I'm utilizing the sum function. Inside the sum function, I'm I'm telling Excel, or making Excel understand that this range, what I want to do a sum on it. That is why I am writing the particular range inside the sum function. I'm telling Excel that sum this particular range, which starts from B5 to B9, and where you want to do the sum function. It's on B10 cell. That is why I have written it over here. Same goes for this one. Over here in the E5 cell, E5, guys, column E, row 5. Over here, I'm telling what I'm telling Excel. I'm telling Excel that Excel do a sum of starting from column B till row 5 colon D column, okay, D column and the fifth row. So I have given him the range inside the sum function, and outside the bracket, I have written the function also. And that is how Excel understood, okay, Kunal is telling me to do the sum of the rents of all these 3 months of 2016 over here in E5 cell, and Kunal is telling me to do a sum on it. Okay, let me sum it for Kunal like that. And suppose if I want to do a quick, sorry, there is another way of writing the Excel. So over here, if I write sum and then with the help of keyboard, guys, with the help of keyboard, I'm navigating this cell with the help of up and down arrow. Okay. With the help of up and down arrow, I've navigated from this particular cell. I've reached till 1200. Press shift button. One cell, you come down, you get your required range inside the sum function, bracket close, press enter, and that is how it will give you the sum function. Okay. And suppose if you want to directly do a sum, so there is a way which you can directly apply the sum function. That's how it can be done. It's alt equal to, sorry, alt equal to button. If you press simultaneously, Excel gives you the sum function directly. Okay. Now, why this is happening? In the home tab, under the editing section, again, I'm telling you on the right hand side. Okay. As you can see, there's an auto sum button. Okay. Now imagine I change these kind of functions to a different way, like count numbers. So every time I do these kind of changes, it will not, it gives me the auto sum, right? It's all these kind of functions for what these are there already. Okay. Now, if you want to change it, these are the auto ways you can do it. Over here, already I have implemented the sum function, guys. But from here, I'm changing min, max, and everything. Okay. See, I'm changing all this with the help of in the editing section. I'm changing all these things from here. More functions, if you want to see from here, you can see what I'm doing. I'm doing the count in this particular range. This is what it is happening, right? And inside the bracket, what are the values it is capturing? All the values it has mentioned. Why? Because B5, B9, the function what is applying, it is count. So over here, 1200, 250, 125, 375, this is all happening. Sorry. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Yep.
Sir, it's a case sensitive or case insensitive?
Case, right? What are you
Yeah.
asking? Case.
I asked it's a case sensitive or case insensitive.
Uh, in respect to what you're asking?
Just open the Excel now. You write B5 where
Okay. Okay.
you
So
can.
you're talking about, okay, you're talking about the case sensitivity.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So this is not a case sensitive thing here. I mean, basically, if you talk about this as okay, I write it B, it will always understand it like that way. So I
Oh,
understood you. You're coming from the SQL concept, right? Like the case sensitivity and everything, correct?
yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
correct, correct. So here, when you're writing a formula, it will not, do any kind of things. So if you write a small one, Excel will always understand, okay, this is basically a smaller range. Okay, so this is how Excel understands it. No, no problem with that. If you change this to B5 to B9, then also it will capture.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, so this is how it is. Same thing. This is for C5 to C9. Okay. This is D5 to D9, right? Like this way. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any questions, guys? Any doubts? Anyone? Okay. So, yeah. So these are some of the ways we write our formulas. Okay. And rightly mentioned by like this kind of question, this kind of ranges doesn't have any kind of case sensitivity. If you write smaller, it will capture it. It will directly convert it to the caps one. Now, if I press escape, it will like if I do like this, it will automatically get converted to the caps one. So Excel understand. It's like the Excel's own intelligence engine at work. Okay, like this. Now, uh, as you can see over here, min max functions are already written. So over here, this functions, when I write a min function, what it is doing? It is giving me the minimum of the data from this whole data set. From here, the same things are happening. Why? Because everywhere I'm implementing the same formula over here. Here, max function is implemented. With the help of max, you can see all the maximum of the data set is getting captured over here. Okay. Here, average is there from the whole data set. Now, suppose there's a data over here, right? Randomly, if anybody talks, tell you that, okay, what's the, like, suppose these are not there. Suppose these are already not visible. Somebody randomly asks you, what's the average of this, but these 5 rows? Don't get confused, because already in the very bottom of your, Excel application, this is the task bar of inside it over here, as you can see. Sorry, status bar. In the status bar itself, you can see there is a average over here 390. Okay, and beside it there is a by default count also, and beside it also there is a sum function also, which is helping you to understand what is the sum of it. You don't need to every time do a sum of it randomly. If you just select, so these are all percentages, you can't do anything on it. So anybody asks you what is the average of it, this is the average of it in your status bar. So on the very bottom of it, you have the status bar column. Like a bar kind of a thing place, where gives you, like, you can see these kind of options over here. We'll explore all this starting from tomorrow, one by one. So over here, the average is mentioned as 0.2, and it is giving you a count that this is a 5 count ka data. And if you add all these percentages, currently this is all percentage only, and that is where, if you ask Excel what's the sum of it, so if you add up all these decimal kind of numbers, it will add up by 1. Same thing, if I just want to add it, sorry, this is a division I have done, sorry. I'm implementing the sum function over here, but it is giving me 1 only. Yeah, so this is how different ways. So mind you, I can write the formula and give you the understanding also, but there are other areas also where, just for a quick lookup, quick reference wise, Excel has introduced this kind of place over here, the task bar, sorry, status bar, and the status bar only gives you this one. And above it, you have the taskbar. Inside the taskbar, you can see the scrolling and the name of this particular subsheet, and which gives you that, okay, we are currently in the monthly budget sheet. Imagine if we are on so many different sheets, right? Suppose these are some of the sheets, multiple sheets are there. How will you navigate on this? This is one way of navigating all these sheets. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So this is how the whole scenario is there. Okay. Functions are written over here. Every function is uniquely working on different work. There is how. Now we'll take you through little bit of data set, working of different ways of pivot tables. I mean, how pivot tables on a data set we can work. And in a data set, what are the different ways we can show a value. Okay. What are the different if I implement a grand total, if I talk about a column total, if I talk about a row total, how it behaves. If I talk about a percentage difference from and the percentage difference, running total, interesting. This topic you have already learned in SQL also. If anybody asks you to show running total, right? What it will help me? Like if this is 27 lakhs, if I start adding, right? See, this is implementing the running total over here. What is running total? Here, individual months ka data already present. Now, if I add these two, it should already give me 6,51,951. Same thing it is happening here. If I add these three, this is your running total. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So running wise, I'm adding the data over here. But always understand, you first your data has to be structured in the column properly. Then only you can do your sum of sales, the month on month, what is happening with it, percentage of month on month comparison. This kind of like here, I'm trying to do a month on month comparison wise, what is happening like that. As you can see, there's no nothing to compare here because all these are zeros, and only it starts from June. So June ka data, as you can see, the month on month comparison is 2 lakh only. The moment I enter July, there's a comparison value, so I can compare June and July like that. Try to explore all these, value wise sections, how one particular segment behaves one way. Summarization, we can change it as per the understanding. Right side, as you can see, the data is over here. How we can group something and how we can implement these kind of different names over here, right? How I have generated these columns, extra columns, right? These kind of things we'll try to understand. With the help of pivot table inside a field items, how we can introduce a calculated field, how it helps us to understand, like a calculated field is basically an invisible column which is not getting added in your raw data, but actually helping us to prepare some reports, right? So these are some referential columns which you can generate. These kind of discussions we'll have. Then if I want to show what are the different formulas I have implemented, I can put it up in a column field, we can show. These are the things we'll try to understand. Then uh, we'll talk about different charts. What are the different charts we have? Different ways we can see all these charts. Okay, same data sets, but different ways of looking at the data. Okay. Uh, yeah. So yeah, as I was telling that, formulas will take you through the different formulas what we have. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Some functions, min, max, averages. What are the different ways a particular data set? So I was telling you drop downs, right? How a particular drop down can help us to generate different reports. So imagine this is a very small version of the data. Imagine there is a complete dashboard which is built. And with the help of these kind of drop downs, you can actually, change the numbers. Okay. And automatically this gets calculated. So these are the ways we can implement one feature inside another big dashboard or a raw data set. And suppose with those smaller formulas, with the smaller features, if you build a bigger dashboard, how it will behave. So like that. So each and every formula will learn, like, concatenation is everything, right? We'll try to go each and every cell, each and every aspect of it. How this color coding works. Imagine if I write a text over here, it's giving me insert a valid number. Why it is? Because I have written a code inside this. This is basically your custom formatting concept. Over here, if you write any kind of textual data, it will throw you an error. If you write a positive number, it will give you a green colored one. If you write a negative one, it will give you a red color coding. If you write zero only, it will give you a blue color coding. So these kind of color codings also sometimes can help you to navigate or segregate 2, 3 different ways of writing a number, right? Uh, with the help of these kind of features, in dashboards also, or in any kind of reportings, you can highlight these kind of data over there. Correct. So yeah, these are some of the ways we can understand. Okay, so I was talking about the data sanity part. As you can see over here, this data is totally not same, right? I mean, everything is on a different format altogether. If I have to do some sort of cleanup activity, what is the basic cleanup activity I can do on it currently, right? So if I if I have to generate these concepts, sorry, if I have to work on these things, I have to have a very basic formatting first in place. So if I have to do some sort of format, uh, let's say I talk about a basic formatting. All this structure gets in a format. Now this format is generally given by the companies to us, and we have to generate it based on their requirements. Correct? Now, if I do the same thing over here, right? Already this is already in formatting, but sometimes there might be the formats are not in correct place. Some sort of textual concepts, textual data is also been captured over here. Now, how will you rectify those things? We'll try to understand those. Over here, these are all percentages. It's not in percentage. Let's change it and it will get activated. Correct. Now, this is, as you can see, this is a formatting concept we have to implement over here. These are all numbers, as you can see. These are all numbers over here. How will you change it? And as I mentioned previously, number should be always on the right hand side alignment. But this number is already on the left hand side alignment. There's a problem on it because clearly you can see a textual data by default, if you write in Excel, it always gets aligned on the left hand side. And if you write a number, it always gets on the right hand side alignment by default. That's the foundational understanding. From there only I can understand this some error is there in this particular format. We have to change those. Clearly also over here, if I talk about, these are some of the areas. This is another formatting error as I can see. This is an slash, and this is the dash format. Now if I directly change it with the help of a format, custom formatting, as per my requirement, like DD, this kind of format, DD dash triple M dash triple Y, 4 Ys. It's not taking anything. Now, already as you can see, it's alignment on the left hand side, not the right one. These are all these are okay. I'll just extend. See, with this only you can clearly understand. Correct. So these alignment issues are there, and this is a very textual one. Correct. So if I have to align them properly, what I can do? There's a way we can do these, correct these kind of alignment issues. So I'll just change this to month, day, and year. Okay, because this is a format of days, month, and year. This is already in a text format. So from text, I'm making Excel to recognize this format as month, day, and year. So that's why I'm telling Excel to convert this into month, day, and year. And from there, Excel will understand, okay, this is a particular date format concept. Correct. So like this, you can understand how we can do all these kind of changes and all. series fills and all these things are there. Okay, we'll try to explore a little bit of flash fills. Very good Excel feature of a flash fill kind of a concept. Conditional formatting. If you start, you know, like sorry. Uh, Any questions, guys, till now? Okay. So yeah, from the very foundation, as I was telling that we'll try to understand tables. Okay, what different ways tables are being created. All the steps, as you can see, also have been mentioned over here. Try to see all these things one by one. Okay. So yeah, all these functions, as you can see, each and every function with steps, how you can generate these kind of steps in Excel. The practice data as well as the steps. I'll be mentioning it in the data set what I will be sharing with you all. With that, you can practice each and every step. Okay. So slowly we'll move into the chart sections. As I was mentioned earlier, all different charts you can understand. From one data set only, we'll try to understand what are the different ways a chart can be prepared. And inside the chart, what are the different ways we can manipulate the data. Okay. Uh, and how a particular chart, what kind of chart, for what kind of data, what kind of chart can be has to be prepared. We'll try to explore those also. Okay. So each and every concepts will go dig deep and we'll try to understand each one of them very thoroughly. As I mentioned, conditional formattings, flash fills, fill series, all this drop down, dynamic drop down validations we'll try to do. We'll do conditional formatting, filtering, and everything. We'll try to do modifying different styles and customs and themes and of a workbook. Okay, right. Basically, these are some sort of smaller tools which are required when you build a dashboard or something like that, right? Then we'll try to navigate around the formula section, the biggest part of Excel understanding of different operators. With the help of operators, then you have functions. What different functions are there? The very famous VLOOKUP, and now currently the very famous XLOOKUP, which is very much in demand in the market. Very easy compared to a VLOOKUP. We'll try to explore that. And then also an index match, two functions, index as well as like index and match. Two different functions. When we add these two functions, it becomes a very interesting dynamic as well as very pinpoint accuracy concept, like a matrix concept kind of a lookup formula combo. Very useful. And then we'll try to understand some sort of advanced date and time functions also, right? We'll go each and every concept like day, month, and year, or year of month, and everything like weekdays. Everything we'll try to explore. Some sort of data analysis and business intelligence concepts we'll try to explore. Inside it, we'll have import, transport. These are what do you call the Power Query sections of the Excel. How to consolidate same data set in with the help of Power Query. Try to do some what if analysis, goal seek, scenario manager, and table data concepts, where we'll try to explore different datas based on uh, sorry. Yeah. We'll try to do some sort of question answer based on the scenario managers. And based on that, we'll try to explore how a basic scenario can be arranged. And also we'll try to do some sort of personal calculations also. So suppose if you have some revenues or some sort of a goal to achieve, what amount and what percentages you can do. So these are some of the ways we can learn Excel with for our own benefit also. So if you want to do some calculation, right? If you want to save, suppose if you want to save monthly 10,000 rupees and your salary is something like that, how will you distribute your monthly expenses so that at the month end you generate a 10,000 rupees saving? That also you can understand with the help of this, what if and scenario managers. This is also another interesting way of utilizing or learning Excel for your own benefit. Right? We'll try to see as I was showing you how we can troubleshoot the formulas, right? The watch window, which we just now explored, right? One step we'll go into a formula. We'll try to see what are the ways we can pinpoint the area where it is making a problem or the formula where it is getting miscalculated. Those things we'll try to do. We'll do some name cells, name data ranges and everything. We'll try to explore. Charts, slicers, pivot tables, calculated fields, all these things we'll try to explore, right? We'll create and manage the pivot charts. From pivot table, pivot charts, we'll go to pivot charts. We'll drill into it. We'll try to manipulate the data. We'll try to manipulate the features also. Okay, we'll try to manipulate each and every sections also, how each and every section gives us a different understanding of it. Now, if you want to do some sort of changes in your data series, right? How we can do that? How if you want to select the data or change the data, you want to switch the column headings and or something like that. You can do this. How we can do all this kind of manipulations, right? Shapes changes and all these things we'll try to explore. Okay. Then at the end, we'll have a dashboarding session where we'll try to develop some sort of a dashboard. Okay. I have a business scenario ready where we will try to explore whatever we have learned till now. Okay. Whatever we have formulas, everything we have learned, we'll try to implement those things in the dashboard and take meaningful insights out of that particular raw data set in the dashboard. Okay. Try to build those things. Then at the end, we have the data transformation sessions for Power Query. And the very end, we'll have some sort of VBA coding sessions where I'll give you all the notes based on these things. Each and every step you can, step by step, you can go and you can generate the VBA codes with the help of sessions over there. Okay, because these are very advanced part of Excel where little bit of coding understanding you have to have. But before that, you have to have the understanding of the core Excel fundamentals. Then only you will be able to understand what are the topics over here they're talking about, right? Because these are the advanced sections of it. But before that, we have to understand these basic concepts. Then only it will make sense over there, right? In Power Query and VBA. So, and guys, yeah, that's all from mine. Yeah, Kishore, you want to say something?
Yeah. So, Kunal, is this a weekend session and how many weeks are you going to cover?
So, see, this is basically 2 to 2.5 months of a course. And
Okay.
if needed, we can expand, at least it might go to 3 months timeline you can talk about. But don't worry, it's all depends on the flow and speed of the class. If you guys want to make it a like a slower session or step by step, if you want to go deep, that's how that way also we can explore. If you want to make it like okay, this stuff or that, then we can pace up a little bit. That's the whole idea behind it. Okay. So
Okay.
2 to 3 months you can expect. By that time we can wrap it up. Yeah.
Okay. So, is this a 1 hour session or 1.5 hour session?
Majorly this is a 1.5 hour session. Hopefully, like if you talk about 1.5 hours, I mean that's the ideal one. But if you can extend it till around 2 hours also, another half hour, whenever there is a need or some sort of discussions you want to have, we can extend another half hour for that, and like 2 hours per session you can take it. Okay. Majorly 1.5 hours, but then we can talk about like 2 hours per session. Yeah.
Okay. So starting from is this a demo session or what?
Yeah,
Today?
this is the demo sessions what I have done it for today. And from
Okay.
tomorrow onwards, we'll have the full in-depth session starting from tomorrow. Yeah.
From Sunday.
From Sunday. Yes. From tomorrow itself, step by step, each and every like Excel features and everything. I'll take you each and every steps, take one by one.
Okay. What are the prerequisite that you are expecting?
Nothing. Just have the proper dedication and just follow the steps. That's all. Simple. Okay.
Okay. Do you prepare? Do you provide sample data for the
Yes. Everything. Just now, what you saw, those Excel data sets, everything. I will be giving you each and every steps. Even also, you will have the step-by-step guides also on the Excel sheet. Data set
Okay.
will already be there. With that, you will have each and every step-by-step, methods also mentioned in the Excel sheet also. So you can you open the video in one section and you can practice it with the Excel thing. Okay.
Okay. So, and what time are you going to no? What is your preferable time? On weekend.
Oh, this is the time actually. Sure.
So
I mean,
for
from
the
11 to 1 is the batch time. So
okay.
every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we'll meet at
Mhm.
this time only, 11 to 1. So majorly we'll try to finish up by 12:30, and if needed, we can extend another half an hour. So as per the batch requirement, or if you guys have questions to discuss, so that's all. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Okay, sure.
actually, one of my colleague, gave your details. Okay, his name
Mhm.
is Ravindra Nimala. So,
Okay.
somehow he couldn't attend this session. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was looking for the SAS course for my daughter. He told me that for SAS, Excel is a basic one, which student should need to
Mhm.
get knowledge about Excel. Okay, so
Correct.
along with me, my daughter also hearing, listening to this session.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
will request my daughter to attend from tomorrow onwards. If at all, if I get a time, I will also. So I need area like we look up that presentation area, right? Preparing the charts for your pivot tables. So these kind of area that I need. Okay, basic
Sure.
one, what we thought today, I'm okay with that. I know all of them, but I need in depth of them. I'll listen to it. In upcoming sessions. Okay,
Sure,
and
sure,
what
sure, sure.
fee you're charging for this?
Sorry.
What is the fee?
So we can discuss this with Tanvir on this particular topic. Okay, it's
Okay.
already there in the WhatsApp group actually.
Oh,
You can see that. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's already there in the WhatsApp group. So
Okay.
we'll don't worry, sure, we'll take you step by step of Excel. Nothing to worry about, no prerequisites. It's basic. You just follow the class one by one, step by step. Okay. Each and every class you follow. Recording sessions will be also provided. Hands-on practice data will be also provided. If you have any questions, you ask me over WhatsApp. Also in the sessions, I'm available for that. We'll take you through step by step. Okay.
Okay.
Nothing to
Thank
worry about.
you,
Yeah.
Kunal.
No problem, Kishore. Thank you. Thank you. And also, Kishore, like, would you like to like join both, like you and your daughter as well, like both of you, or you want to have a
No,
separate?
I may not
Yeah.
join, session, but my daughter
Mhm.
will.
Okay. No problem. No problem. Just have a word with Tanvir on this case, so we'll guide you on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Kishore.
Thank you.
Anyone else, guys? Nit.
No, sir.
Okay. Nitesh, if you want to have any question. Yeah, Nitesh. Nitesh, okay. So you don't have any questions, right? Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Thank you, Nitesh. Okay, guys. So we'll wrap up for today. Today as we have our demo session. So I hope that I was able to show you what are the things we will discuss in Excel, right? So yeah. So thank you for your time, and let's catch up from tomorrow, and for this Excel classes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your time. Yeah.
Thank,
Bye. Thank
thank you.
you. Bye.